everyone, it's Claire from Diamond Painting Nerd and welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing well. So I am fully on the diamond painting bandwagon for sure. I want all the things, I want to document everything, and so I had been scratching around for a diamond painting logbook. Now there are a few of them out there and nothing really fit what I wanted, and so I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to create my own from scratch, and then I can add in whatever I want. So I have done this as a disc bound system. However, these printables will work also in any A5 planner. So if it's a 2-ring or a 6-ring, then these will work in an A5 planner also. So I have tested them out and I will show you later on in the video that how that all works. So there are sections in this. So what I've done is I have laminated my front cover. I've also done a back cover as well, just to keep it nice and tidy. And then what I've done for my sections is I have these tabs. These are from Avery. They're called index tabs, and they're just little plastic tabs that you can add on and pop your section headings in. So that's just an extra that I've done on this, but I thought I'd jump on a video and actually show you this. I have actually made this available in an Etsy shop that I've just set up, because I know that, or speaking to a few other friends that said people are going to potentially want to buy this. So I thought, why not? I'll pop it in my Etsy shop for a very reasonable price. So please head on over and do take a look at what is on offer. But I thought I would pop this video on here just to give you a detailed look through of my logbook. So there's quite a bit of work that I need to do in this logbook to be able to log all my paintings and catch up, but that's absolutely fine. I'm going to show you what I've got for now. So into the first section, I have a spare drills section. The printables come with everything that you see in here. There's one thing that it doesn't come with, and I'll show you in just a second. So you get the spare drills section page, and then listed here are all of the DMC codes along with the colours. There are 2 tick boxes, R and S, and I'm sure you can figure out that that is for round and for square. So you can see on here they've actually ticked my spare drills to know exactly what I've got in my stash. So there are a total there, so we've got 1 double-sided, 2 double-sided, and then a single sheet. If eagle-eyed people would notice, there's a thicker black line down this one. That wasn't intentional and it has been fixed since. So I've also left in 3 more rows, and that will enable me to be able to add in anything extra that isn't already included. So for instance, some crystals do have their own code. So this one here, this kind of blue crystal, has a code. Now that may be specific to Craft Buddy, I'm not sure, but I can then go ahead and log that I've got Y096 in round. So I can just manually do that because I get that there is no, I don't think there's a standard format for this. In addition to that, I could use a column for ABs as well. So the option is there to add that in. And then it's just blank on the back, so you could use it to decorate if you wanted. So this is the only thing that isn't included, and it isn't included because it's not my document. This is a download from the Diamond Dots website, and it is their conversion chart. So they use a completely different coding system to DMC. They call theirs DD Freestyle. But they handily have this on their website where you can download it and convert whatever number they have into the DMC number. So when I was kitting down 2 Diamond Dots kits, I just used this to help me know where my drills needed to live. Then moving on, we have an inventory section. And then in this inventory section, it's a very simple, easy grid for you to fill in. You can see I've probably gone really wonky down here with my sizes. And all I wanted on this was the kit name. So if it's a If it's a premium kit, it tends to have a name. If it's not, then I've just called it whatever, just so I have some reference to what painting I'm referring to. The canvas size then is listed in the next one. And the reason I've done that is because if I know that I have or I want to go and start a 30 by 40, or I'm ready to do something a bit bigger, I can then quickly have a look down and actually see what size paintings I've got to then make a decision on which one I pick up next. So these are all designed to print. So for instance, this one here, you would print this as page, I can't remember what page numbers they are, but say page 1 and 2, and then that would enable you to have 4 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the alignment would then be correct for left and for right when you're adding them into either a disc bound system or a ring bound system. So there's these pages. The only other difference as well is the printables have Diamond Painting Nerd written on the bottom, which is my social media handle. So I have a few pages. I have lots of room to add more to my stash, and I'm sure that'll be happening very soon as well. So yeah, there's a section there for inventory. Then we move into whips, and this is where it gets a little exciting. So in this whip section, I'm going to take this one out because I want to show you an example. Now in here we have these pages, and it is a single page per kit. And the reason I wanted to do that is because whips then gets followed by completed. So what will happen is once the kit has been completed, you can then pull this out, or if it's ring bound, you can pop it out of the rings and you can move it into the completed section. Now I looked at the ability of having them done so when you open it up you have left and right, but the problem then comes that if you've then got something on this side, you're going to struggle to then move it across into completed. So what I've done is I've done it so it's a A5 sheet per kit. And then on the front, there is the option to add an original image. So in this case, I have a photograph of the original image. So I'm going to pop that on there. And then all I need to actually go ahead and do, I will stick these down properly with some double-sided tape. All I need to go and do is print a photo of my finished project. Now, you don't have to use these both as an option to do that. If you just wanted a picture of the original, for instance, this one here from Diamond Art Club would fit over and cover up those two, the original image and photo finished project, if you just wanted one of that, or if you wanted a larger one only of your finished project, again you could just print it larger and add it in. At the bottom of this we have project name and we have started and finished. So this is just a quick reference to the kit itself. Now on the reverse it goes into a lot more detail, and for me I wanted to include as much detail as I possibly could on this page, because why not? I think it's a good way to be able to look back on paintings that you've created from many different perspectives. So I'm aiming also to do an update to this to include a year in review, to enable you then to figure out how many drills you've laid in a year, and that sort of thing, how many paintings you finished, and then you can add one for every single year, and I'll do that as a free update on the listing, so that will be to come in the future. So I'll go through the details that I've included on this. So we have 4 different sections. So the first section is the project details. So in this one we have the kit name, the artist name if applicable, and you know who it is, the canvas size, whether the canvas type is full or partial, the drill type, and the options are round, square, special, or AB, and you can circle or cross them out, whatever's your preference, total colours, total drills, and whether the DMC codes are included. And I'm in an hour about the DMC codes because most of the kits, I think bar one that I've done, have had DMC codes. However, some of them don't have DMC codes, and then in which case, if that is the case, I then end up getting rid of those drills because I can't then cross-reference them back into my spares. And if it's a certain place that I've ordered from that doesn't come with the DMC codes, then I will know and I'll be unlikely to order from them again. Then I go on to glue types, so whether it's poured glue, double-sided adhesive, and then the project type. So not everything's necessarily going to be a diamond painting, so I've added painting, card, off the canvas and other, so I can still document other projects that I might do. I have some coaster kits come in, so this would be perfect to be able to circle other to be able to still document. And then we have the purchase details. So purchase from is a great one to be able to refer back to. If someone says, oh, I love that painting, where did you get it from? I can always just come back in here and actually have a look and refer back to it. And let's see what, I'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. And then we have purchase date and date received. So I can then keep a track of when I got it, maybe give myself a little bit of peer pressure. If the date received was quite a while ago, then perhaps I might kind of push myself into getting it actually finished. The price, the shipping, and then the total may or may not include that in the details if I know or not, but I wanted this to be really comprehensive because initially I was making this for myself, and then I thought, you know what, if I'm going to share it or make it available to share, then I'm going to try and include everything that people may want. And then PR package, because I know quite a few YouTubers also receive, as I do, PR packages with items in from some companies. And then we have preparation and event details. Just ignore this, my printer was playing up a little bit, and so I've got a little bit of muck on it, but it's perfectly fine. So preparation and event details, so kitted up on and completed for an event, yes or no, and then the event name. So that's really simple, but the events go into more detail in the later on in the logbook. And then we have completion notes. So we have started on and completed on. And I know that doubles up with the started and finished on the front here, but I kind of wanted this just as a quick reference. So then we have kept, gifted, sold. And if you've sold it, the price sold for, because I thought that'd be quite interesting to know if that's something that you're venturing into in the future, you know, how much these paintings are selling for. And so not for me, but for other people. And then if name of recipient, if gifted. And then there's just a little section at the bottom to add some additional notes if you want to. So these are the actual project log pages, and I printed off quite a few. And again, these are designed for you to print say page 3 and 4 double-sided, so you actually end up with 4 log sheets. And you can see I've got a few stickers and some bits and bobs filled in on here so far, and other ones that I need to add to my log. So I'm going to be doing a separate video of updating my logbook because this video is already going to be quite long. So I have a load of those all printed, ready for whips and other ones. I want to go back and fill in the ones that I've already done so I can move those into completed. The good thing is with these disc ones is as and when this gets much thicker, and it already is quite thick, I already have some bigger disc rings that I completely forgot that I had on old Happy Planners, so I can always move over to bigger rings to incorporate those. So then we have the log of, oh, let's zoom out a little bit now. Then we have the log of completed projects, and this is just for once you've completed your whip, then you would just pop it out of this section and you would move it over into your log of completed projects. So there is a section for in progress and completed. Then we move into what I've called the other section, and this has 3 elements to it. So the first is the wish list. So in the wish list we have, again, just a nice simple format. We have a kit name. So if there's a particular kit that you're after, say from Diamond Painting Club, then you could, Diamond Art Club, Diamond Painting on the Brain, Diamond Art Club. You could then add the kit name in here. You could then put the website so you know whereabouts it is, and then you could mark or tick if you've purchased it. So this is just a way of you being able to keep track of paintings that you've seen and that you want to get and that are on your wish list, but in paper form in your logbook. So that is the first section that we have in here. And then the second section is the event calendar. Now, I know that some people do and some people don't take part in events. I'm really driven by events, so I'm super excited to get involved in them. So this event calendar then goes into, oh, I've missed a page. Let's go back one. So yeah, we have the event calendar. So we have a January to December event calendar. So I haven't put any dates on this, which means that these can just be printed for every year. And this will enable me and you, if you purchase these, to be able to write down the events throughout the year that you are eyeing up or that you are taking part in. And then on the back here, I've just done an events year in review, and this is why I want to do kind of a diamond painting year in review as well, which will go in at some stage. So this is just a little bit of fun here. So how many different events did you enter? How many diamond paintings did you complete and enter into an event? Which was your favourite event and why? And did you win any prizes? And if so, what did you win? So I thought that was just a fun way to document any events you might have taken part in. And then alongside the events calendar are also these event log sheets. So this is an example here of one that I have filled in. So at the top here we have 3 sections. The top one here is event details. Then we have the event name, the event start date and the event end date. Then we have, again, I'll just zoom in a little bit. Then we have the location details. So some of these events take part on Facebook, some of them on Instagram, some of them on YouTube. So this will enable me to actually know whereabouts the information is being posted and shared. Then we have the hashtag, because quite often on social media, the event normally has its own hashtag. And then the requirements, exactly what is required from that event. And then we have an entries and wins section at the bottom. So that will enable you, there's 3 lines there, that will enable you to be able to add details of what you have entered into the event. And then I've just left details there to see if you won any prize, which I think is quite a nice thing to document and remember. Okay, so these, again, the same process with with the other pages as I explained. You would print 2 pages, or at least, obviously, depends on how many of these you want to print off. You would print them 2, and you would print them double-sided or duplex, however you want to say it. And then you would print with the binding on the short edge, which means that when it prints knowing that you are going to be cutting that sheet that way, or binding it that way, and not binding it on the long edge. So you want to make sure the binding is on the short edge. Okay, and then the final section is just something I hope people would find handy. It's notes. So again, it's just some really simple note paper to be able to print and add some notes. You can see on here I've already got some notes in here when I just needed to grab a bit of paper to write some bits and bobs down. So yeah, here is my completed well, not completed, but you know what I mean, my diamond painting logbook. I've kept it very, very plain and very simple because the colour hopefully will come from the pictures of the paintings in it. The details for this I will leave in the description box down below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you log your diamond paintings, and how do you go about doing it? Is it a similar format? Let me show you how this will work in an A5 planner also. Okay, so I have an A5 ring bound, 6 ring bound planner here, which is standard size, and then I printed them out, and I'm just going to show you how they all fit in. Now, they may look a little odd when you go to print them, and I'll show you the reason why as we go through. So on the list I've actually left a list of how you print these, because some of them need to be printed single-sided. So for instance, these ones, which are the cover planner, the cover, and also the dividers, I have listed that these need to be printed single-sided, and the reason for that is because they are obviously the inserts. So I have a guillotine here, but any paper trimmer will do, or you can measure it using just a ruler and a knife or some scissors. You would just need to measure it. I think it's 148 mil along, to be able to get the right size, to be able to cut it in. Well, it's basically you just effectively trimming it in half. Now these have been designed, so that is the cover paper and the sections all cut up. So this is the first one here. So you can see it's got a larger left margin, and then a big section in here, and then you've got the same on the other side, but you've got a larger right margin, and that is to be sure that when you flip it over, the margins remain correct on both sides when you are binding them. So that is the inventory sheet, and then we have the these are the project logs. So these can be printed in batch, but what I've done is I actually printed pages. I did the spare drill tracker sheet first, and I printed these in order of, let me just grab my notes. So pages 1 and 2, which are these ones, I printed double-sided. Now when you see them on the sheet, they'll look weird, because what you'll see is accrue down to 543, and then you'll see it then jumps to 826 to 3052. But the reason for that is because when you go to bind them, it will work out correct. So your number here will end at 543, and when you flip it over, it will then continue on at 550. So that's the reason why it will look odd on your sheets, but when you print them and cut them, it will work out correct. So then we have the kit name. Same one on this. This will look odd when you go to print it, but actually when you print it and cut it, it works out correct. So we have so we want the left edge. We go for the left edge binding on these ones, and then we'll just get all these cut up. And we can put it all together. So we want to cut this down to A5, which is just half of A4, and then that's left edge, right edge, left edge. Okay, and then we're going to trim this down to A5. It shouldn't matter which way round you trim these, because you should always end up with a left and a right edge. And then again, I'll just pop this in. I could probably just do these all together, but just to avoid any confusion. So again, left edge on the front, right edge on the back. And then this one here, as I said, it looks a bit odd, but when you print it, it will print and cut in the right order. Okay, so this one down here, and then that is going to be that. So we can move the trimmer out of the way. So what happens with these, and what I'd suggest is if you're binding it, if you're using it in a planner like this, it shouldn't really matter on the dividers, but I would recommend printing the dividers on something a little thicker than printer paper. So we're going to start with diamond painting logbook. Let's do these in order. So diamond painting logbook, I mean, you can have them in whatever order suits you, to be fair. I've just got them in the order that makes sense to me. So I'm just going to get all of the actual divider pages together. So we have notes, spare drills, wish list, inventory, and then the rest. Yeah, so the rest are just the pages. So I have my six hole punch here, and I'm just going to line it up to the A5 guide and punch those, and then I'll do the same with these, and then pop some holes in there. And then what I'm going to do is go through section by section and add these in. So we have the front cover, the diamond painting logbook. So I'm going to pop that one in that side, and then I'm going to do it in the order that I have it. So we have inventory is my next section, and you can just make your own tabs to add on to these as well. So let me just grab the inventory sheets, kit name, website, and not those ones. Kit name, canvas, and completion date. That's those ones. Okay. So, I'm just going to punch these. I'm really sorry if you can hear my dog drinking in the background. She's a bit of a slurper. So we'll pop those ones in, and then you can see that front and back you have the correct spacing on the bind. And then we have, what did I have next? Oh no, sorry, I had spare drills, didn't I, first? Okay, so we'll go with spare drills. And we'll pop the spare drills in there. I actually have the spare drills. Where did I put those? Here. Okay. So we have the spare drills, and just make sure I've got these in order. So 543, 550, 826, and then we go into 3052 to 3053. Yep, so they're in that order. And these ones I've actually printed on thicker cardstock as well, because I just want them to last over time. But again, if you're putting it into a planner like this, then it's going to be a lot more protected anyway. So then we have inventory, so those are in there. Then we have whips, that can go in. And then what I'll do is I'll pop in the little project sheets to here also, and that's where they are going to live. And then we have the completed. So we have a log of completed projects. As I said, any order that would make sense to you. So completed projects will obviously have the WIP pages go in. Then we have the, we've got events, that's a different sheet, wish list and notes. So I'm going to pop in the wish list, the events and the notes. So wish list first of all, we have these, not that one, we have these sheets here. Again, nice and easy, just going to punch them and put them in. And the really good thing is these printables, obviously you can just print as many as you need. You will never run out of your sheets. And then we have, I've already punched this one, so that confused me a little. So we have the event details, but we need to punch this one also, because this is the other side of the calendar. So then we have, that's the wish list. Then we have the events. So in the events, we're going to pop in the back of the calendar, and then that is the other side. So we have event calendar, which is there, and then you have the events year in review, and then we have the event details. And again, these ones, depending on if you take part in events or how many you take part in, you can just print off as many as you need of these. And then the final section is notes. So just make sure we've got the thicker edge on the left, and that looks good. Okay, and then we're going to pop those in there. So as I said, these work just as well in an A5 planner as they do on the disc system. Or if you've got book rings, you could also just punch 2 holes and have them on a just book rings as well. So yeah, in here, then exactly the same as what I have in my notebook here, my logbook here. You can actually add them also into an A5 planner. So if you already use an A5 planner, but you're looking for maybe some different log sheets, then these might be something of interest to you. So I hope you've enjoyed a little look at the logbook that I have created. Any support you can provide over on Etsy, just please go and take a look at the listing over there. It would really help. Yes, so any questions about the logbook, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll come back to each and every one of you. And if you've enjoyed looking through my logbook, as always, give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the bell notification so you are aware of when I upload my next video. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye.
fits.